Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to say thank you for coming in my presentation. It's great to see you all. I hope my presentation is going to take too long. But firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Tyas Rahayu Wijayani from Mathematics Department of Siliwangi University. The purpose of today's presentation is about phytoplankton. In today's presentation, I'm hoping to cover 6 points. Firstly, introduction. Secondly, what is phytoplankton? Third, content important role of phytoplankton. Fourth, benefits of phytoplankton. Fifth, triggers the destruction of phytoplankton. And finally is how to maintain the balance of phytoplankton. I'd very happy to invite you to ask questions at the end of this session, so please save your question if you have any question. Thank you. Can see my screen. First, most people know that plants or trees produce oxygen that animals and humans need to breathe. What is oxygen? Oxygen is one of the products of photosynthesis, which is the process by which plants convert sunlight into food or energy for plants. However, not many know that the largest oxygen producer on Earth is not trees, but small ocean microorganisms called phytoplankton. Phytoplankton is able to produce about 50 until 85% of oxygen on Earth every year, while plants or trees only produce about 20%. Maybe this is an interesting fact. Okay, secondly, we will discuss what is phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are plankton-type organisms which are often referred to as microalgae. Phytoplankton acts as an indicator of contamination and water quality, as well as producers in the food chains because they are able to provide their own food. Phytoplankton obtain energy through the process of photosynthesis, absorb carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and convert it into oxygen. Therefore, phytoplankton must be on the surface of the ocean, lake, or other body of water to get sunlight. After now about phytoplankton, next, what about important role of phytoplankton? Marine plankton from the Oceanographic Research Center of the Indonesian Institute of Science or LIPI, Arif Rahman said the reason phytoplankton was able to produce more oxygen than trees was the vastness of the ocean. He said the ratio of the area of the ocean to land was 70-30, that is 70% of the Earth area is ocean, meanwhile phytoplankton are found all over the ocean surface from the tropic to the poles, said Arif when contacted by Compass.com. Wow, phytoplankton is very important for the Earth. Next, what is benefit of phytoplankton? From the result of the LIPI study, phytoplankton have the ability to bind carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. To note, carbon dioxide is one component of greenhouse gas that can make the atmosphere on Earth warmer. Recent research has shown that the ability of phytoplankton to bind carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is approximately equal to the ability of all plants on land. This ability makes phytoplankton an important function as a global climate controller, without which the atmosphere and climate on Earth would be warmer. So, what triggers the destruction of phytoplankton? The trigger for phytoplankton damage is when there is a disturbance in the aquatic ecosystem. Sometimes phytoplankton can grow very quickly or algae bloom. However, this rapid growth has the potential for negative impact the number of types of phytoplankton in one location. When the waters deteriorate, it can potentially create dangerous or toxic type on phytoplankton. Finally, how to maintain the balance of phytoplankton? The last discussion about the way to maintain the balance of phytoplankton is to reduce the amount of nutrient pollution that enters the waters. for example, nitrogen and phosphate, said Arif. He mentioned that these two components are usually produced by agricultural and urban activities in the form of untreated waste and disposed of directly into the waters. Okay, enter the question session. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask me now.
Alia Zahra Ramadan with NPM 212151006 permission to ask. In the presentation, it was said that there are various types of phytoplankton. I want to ask whether all types of phytoplankton are good for aquatic ecosystem or not, and state the types of phytoplankton. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Permission to answer that not all types of phytoplankton are good. There are phytoplankton that can cause poisoning to humans, such as HABs, namely Chyticeros, Bacteriostrum, Neisseria, and others, while the other types of phytoplankton are Clostridium, Pediastrum, Pleurotanium, Colostrum, Ankistrodesmus, Chrysopsis, Closterium, Antasia heteronema, Insocis, Platias, or others. Thank you very much for your question, Aliazara Ramadan. Maybe at the end of this session, I hope that the preservation of phytoplankton is meant and can always have an impact on the earth and all humans. I think that's all my presentation. Forgive me for my mistakes. Thank you very much for your participation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.